Thankful to have you here this Thursday. Thankful for another beautiful day in the neighborhood as we're still looking at a front rolling in. Right now, timing looks to be more during the overnight, tomorrow night, into your Saturday. So tomorrow looks to be nice. Saturday, not so much. Sunday, a return to some nice weather and an updated forecast. We'll have a better timeline for us all in just a few moments. A long list of headlines. We're going to go ahead and get right to a few things from around the area before we turn back to local news. Where first off, human remains were officially this week identified as that of a woman, a Floyd County mother, who was last seen after walking away from a residence on March the 30th and reported missing thereafter. A body discovered just earlier this week on Tuesday in the Route 1428 area near the river there has been identified as 38-year-old Kayla Reffitt from the Prestonsburg area. Again, reported missing to the Floyd County Sheriff's Department by her family on the 30th, while the cause of death remains under investigation at this time. The identities of two people killed in a car crash yesterday in Breathitt County have now been released by the Kentucky State Police, whose official report says that at around 15 after or so 11 o'clock yesterday morning, there were a total of 3 vehicles involved and 2 fatalities in Breathitt County. It was a head-on collision that also resulted in another collision. A Dodge Avenger operated by 36-year-old Brandon Combs crossed the center line, struck another vehicle, a passenger car, driven by 30-year-old Deanna Noble. That head-on collision sent the Camry into the path of another vehicle, a commercial vehicle, as I'm told. Both Noble and Combs were pronounced dead at the scene. Noble was said to have been restrained by a seatbelt. Combs was not. An update in the case of the Amber Spradlin murder trial, where Michael McKinney, M.K. McKinney, and Josh Mullins all still stand charged related to her death, with a trial date still officially on the books as of right now, after a court appearance and hearing, I should say, earlier today that involved multiple motions on behalf of the 3 defendants. This case began, of course, June 18th, 2023. That was when Amber Spradlin was killed in the home of Dr. Mike McKinney. And earlier today in court, the Floyd County Commonwealth's attorney, Brent Turner, requested a continuance in the case. A lot of DNA evidence is still not back from the state crime lab, that being the reason for the request. Attorneys representing Dr. Michael McKinney and family friend Josh Mullins, both going along with the request from the Floyd County Commonwealth attorney. However, attorneys representing M.K. McKinney objected to delaying the case, with Special Judge Eddie Coleman saying, quote, "Well, since Mr. McKinney objected to the trial being continued, it won't be. See you all on May the 11th. So as it stands right now, they'll start selecting a jury on the morning of May the 11th, while the judge also, before leaving the courtroom, denied motions which were submitted on behalf of Dr. McKinney and Josh Mullins to be released from home incarceration. I'll be right back. Saving, planning, budgeting, investing, all the financial steps that it takes to enjoy the real ones. Let Sagersville National take the journey with you with the peace of mind of secure online and mobile banking, overnight deposits, safe deposit boxes, and all of your home, auto, consumer, and business loans. Sagersville National Bank since 1902. Fact number 1, seasonal allergies can happen year-round. Fact number 2, sometimes you can just literally see them, and you just can't always avoid allergens. So talk to your doctor about prescribing allergy medications and explore over-the-counter allergy relief with the professionals you trust at Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville. Conley Tire, your most trusted source for tires, wheels, maintenance and repair, lift kits, and more. With inexpensive and reliable computer diagnostics, big discounts on big-name tires year-round, and everything you need to travel safe at Conley Tire in Staffordsville or conleytire.net.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County School.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
The Martin County Sheriff's Department has made an arrest of a mother and charged her with criminal abuse in the second degree, child 12 years of age or under, and 2 counts of knowingly reporting child abuse falsely. This is reportedly for subjecting the child to a number of forensic exams and interviews over the course of a couple of years, falsely. Trooper Billy Hall of the Kentucky State Police, the lead detective, investigated and said in his arrest citation that Tiffany Taylor was the mother of a juvenile who was taken from her custody for unknown reasons. The minor, though, placed in custody of other family, the grandmother, back in January of 2025. And after that, Taylor repeatedly, wantonly abused the child by making false reports that the minor was being physically and sexually abused by her permanent guardians as well as other relatives. Hall says that she made over 10 false reports to the Child Protective Services Department, Kentucky State Police, and to the FBI. And all that had to be investigated, and as such, the child was subjected to 9 forensic interviews, suffering irreparable mental harm as a result, says the officer. Reporting that the minor child had been sexually abused by her grandmother's boyfriend, as well as other individuals, over the course of, again, from July of 2024 through just this month in Martin County. I'm going to wrap up coverage of the Magoffin County Fiscal Court meeting from earlier in the weeknight before last in just a few moments. Some more big news to come from there, and historic news as ground is getting ready to break in regards to the water expansion project to parts of Magoffin County that have never had it. And that's becoming a reality and more important news as well. So we'll get to that in just a few seconds. I've still got a couple of headlines and a scam that I want to tell you about tonight that I actually received as of today. And it has been making its way around the area, the state, and others like wildfire as of late, with everyone on the official level that can trying to chime in and say, be sure and don't respond. And it indeed is harder and harder to tell what's real and what's not out there. This saying, State of Kentucky and the Municipal Court of St. Louis County Traffic Division final notice, a court enforcement action saying that it's a final notification regarding an outstanding traffic violation, blah, 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 and it goes on down. Has a QR code where you can simply click and settle your unpaid balance. Do not click on that. This has been confirmed by clerk's office here in Magoffin County, by local law enforcement, and that across the state as well, and in other states, to be a complete and total scam. One that, again, which is showing up on texts, mainly on cell phones all across the before-mentioned area. So please don't click on it, give it no regard, and delete it immediately.
Hello, I'm your Magoffin County Sheriff, Bill Meade. We are now within a month of the primary election. I just wanted to go over a few things that we have done over the past 3 years. We have doubled the state-level indictments from the previous administration. We have prosecuted 17 people in federal court on drug-related offenses, stopping over 1,200 pounds of meth and heroin from hitting the streets of our communities. Magoffin County is now among the lowest in overdose deaths in the state. We have responded to over 18,000 calls for service in the city and in the county over the past 3 years. We have utilized grants to acquire office-issued pistols, rifles, ballistic vests, and helmets for our deputies, court security officers, and for our school resource officers, all without costing the county a dime. We were also able to acquire 3 Humvees through the LESO 1033 program. They will be used for extreme weather events such as heavy snow and flooding, again, without cost to the county. We have worked very hard with a small staff to make Magoffin County a safer place to live and to raise your family. I would appreciate your vote and support for the May 19th primary election. I'm number 1 on the ballot and number 1 for McGoffin County. Thank you very much.
Ranked in the very top 10% of the top 150 Kentucky workers' compensation attorneys for Social Security, disability, SSI, personal injury, or workers' compensation, if your working days are over, meet Grover. 888-9-GROVER or locally 349-2065.
At the Pierrest School, students are challenged and supported every day. With so many fantastic students, this week's Student Spotlight of the Week is Queenie Hatton, First Honor Student, President of the Student Council, President of the Drama Club, President of the Environmental Club, Vice President of the Calisons Movement, Vice President of the National Honor Society, and is a biology major still in the process of choosing a college.
There are several risk factors that may put a patient at risk for heart disease.
Especially people who have diabetes or hypertension or high cholesterol and have a family history of heart disease.
Neglecting to see a cardiologist can put you in trouble. You may develop problems that may not be reversible.
We see many people who do not have an actual diagnosis of a heart problem, but may be at risk of heart disease, and we do whatever we can to help mitigate that risk to help prevent disease in the future. ARH. More for Appalachia.
Here's tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar, and yes, indeed, it does start off with a special wish tonight. I am asked to wish my wonderful husband a happy 44th anniversary, so happy 44th anniversary, Hanson and Michael Rao, with a lot of love. Again, happy 44th anniversary. From there, it's on to the rest of our calendar, and we've got a few new ones for you tonight and a couple of quick reminders. And first off, we'll start with the McGoffin County Beekeepers Association. I still have first meeting of 2026. My goodness. It's their second meeting, and it's Monday the 27th, 6 o'clock, man. Bear with me sometimes. At the McGoffin County Extension Service with special guest speaker J.J. Baker. They are serving a lasagna dinner. I'm asking members to bring a dessert. If you want to learn more, show up, and they will be glad to have you be a part of that organization. Don't forget, this week is the spring cleanup campaign for District 3. Next week, it's District 1. The next week, starting on May the 4th, is for District 2 residents here in McGoffin County. Have any questions, call the judge's office. A free health fair coming up next Wednesday at the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center. This is open to the public. A lot of area providers are going to be there. A lot of information, a lot of free services. Need a quick checkup? Want to find out more about maybe what might be ailing you or someone you love? Great place to start. And again, this is open to the public. If you have any questions, call the Senior Center at 5152-349-5152. The Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church has their open bass fishing tournament May the 2nd. Cave Run Lake, Clay Lick Boat Ramp. They'll blast off at 7, return at 3. As always, first place pays $1,000. All the way down to 5th place, they pay out in $100 every hour for big fish. The Prestonsburg Passage Golf Cart Tour takes place on the third Saturday of every month. Call Felicia at Archer Park, 886-6390 to schedule your tour. They're going to go the third Saturday of every month between now and October the 17th. It's a great opportunity to take a golf cart tour of a 17-mile round trip. From there, service announcements tonight. Funeral service announcements brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Begin with a reminder of services to be held tomorrow at 1 for Tammy Sue Gullett Howard, 62 of Allen Drive, who passed away on Monday. Survived by her 3 sons, brother, and 3 sisters, as well as 8 grandkids and 1 great-grandson. Services for Betty Carty are incomplete at this hour, but to be announced soon by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. At the age of 87, Betty Carty of Sayersville passed away on yesterday's date. While services have been set for 51-year-old Rodney Lee Crace of Peru, Indiana, but formerly of Sayersville, who passed away Tuesday in Indiana, the son of the late Berlin and Jewel Dean Cole Crace. He is survived by siblings Carolyn Parkman, Berlin Crace Jr., Robin Gale Oosley, several nieces, nephews, and other family, and a funeral service in his honor will be held Sunday at 11:30 from the grounds of the Cole Cemetery on Middle Fork with the Sayersville Funeral Home in charge of arrangements. These are actual recent images of local heating and cooling systems, residential and commercial, an example of 75% of all the calls that Ultimate Air responds to. little or no maintenance, or sometimes someone else being paid to maintain a system. Prevent 75% of your breakdowns with preventative and actual maintenance by Ultimate Air. Locally owned, locally trusted.
At Big Sandy Healthcare, every patient is seen as an individual deserving of respect, compassion, and top quality care. For us, it isn't about who they are or where they come from, but about the dignity and the care that they deserve. Our commitment goes beyond simply treating diseases. We tackle food insecurity, transportation problems, and other barriers many of our patients experience that hold them back from living fuller, healthier lives. At Big Sandy Healthcare, that's what sets our organization apart.
Election season is here, and we are a one-stop sign and advertising shop. Campaign commercials for TV, for the internet, print advertising in 2 publications, yard signs, bumper stickers, business cards, shirts, caps, banners, all in-house, all premium quality, all local, with no minimums to purchase. Call Independent Signs and Mortimer Media Group today, 349-2915. For home, farm, hillside, or anywhere you need it, A&W Tree Services offers professional tree and brush trimming, removal, and complete cleanup. They're experienced, insured, and have great references. Call for a free estimate, 496-9385 or 9442. A&W Tree Services.
Youth, experience, modern solutions to modern problems,
proven solutions to legal problems,
an emerging face in the courtroom,
a known presence in the courtroom.
Together, we are multifaceted.
Together, we will do right by you.
If you are having any legal issues at all, just relax and call Max.
If a car wreck is causing you pain, just pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne.
Saturday, May the 2nd, 9 a.m., mark it down. A going out of business sale and auction at Prestonsburg Gun and Pawn. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Over 100 guns, hundreds of knives, the tools, the chainsaws, the collectibles are all going at auction. 903 North Lake Drive in Prestonsburg by Prestonsburg High School. And for more information, contact auctioneer Brent Tackett at 606-496-5877. McGoffin Fiscal Court coverage of historic proportions tonight. Planning, funding, getting agreements from landowners for pump lift stations, and a whole lot of other legwork has gone into what has been years in the making. Finally seeing bids let out and to be opened soon on the water expansion projects in McGoffin County for 3 important areas and a whole lot of deserving residents. Dwayne Arnott with the McGoffin County Water District giving a marvelous update on bids to be opened on May the 12th for those projects. Sending water to 542, 1502, and 378. Phase 1 and Phase 2 completely funded and ready to break ground soon after.
The partial way of what the initial design is. And the reason it's being cut into Phase 1 and Phase 2 is because we ran into some issues on trying to get some places for some stations and some tanks and stuff. So that being said, we've been working on that the whole time. Some things it just takes longer than others. I mean, Eric can attest to a lot of the stuff that we've had to go through whenever you start dealing with environmental stuff. There's a lot of studies that's got to be done and stuff like that. So the problem that we were running into is that part of this money that we've had for a while. So it has to be used up before October of 2026. So in order to cut some of the time frame down this and start utilizing this money before we lose it, is to run it in 2 phases. Phase 1 being as far as gravity will take it. Now our engineers, I mean we design these and the engineers design these. There's a lot of criteria that's got to be involved. Even though we've been working on this project for a while and a lot of people don't know that we haven't had updates, a lot of this stuff takes time. So a lot of people have been working behind the scenes trying to make sure that we do this and we do that and we check all the boxes. Anytime you get government funding for anything, there's a lot of boxes you got to check. So like I said, we've been had a lot of the public help too. So the public's been helping us in the areas and stuff well. We've had several people step up for that. But like I said, we will start opening bids on May 12th up here in the fiscal court office. And that is the project as of it was designed, finished product of that design was about a year ago, 6 months, or about a year ago. And at that point, phase 1 and phase 2 was fully funded. Okay, so we're not going to take money from one area and put it nowhere else. The money that we've allocated from cleaner water and from CDBG grants is allocated for this project and this project only. So we're not going to move money around nothing. So the phase 2 will be completed whenever we get the initial areas that we need to do and finish the groundwork and the legwork for that part. So, but the phase 1 will happen now, or it will happen then. Reason being for the, so we don't lose the money. So that is also running water at 542 and 1502, and then also 378. All those are together on the same project.
Phase 1 is the gravity portion of the system. It will take water gravity fed as far as possible. Phase 2, also already fully funded, will see the installation of a booster station to reach the end of those projects. Next, Mr. Zachary Tackett. He is representing the Creek Don't Rise Coalition. McGoffin County made the 8th county so far that he has visited in an effort to see resolutions approved and passed, as was in McGoffin County night before last, in regards to the Kentucky Power Service area, with so far resolutions being passed in Pike, Fletcher, Floyd, and Lawrence County.
This is something that is not political. It is not anti-worker or anything along those lines. The only thing that we're asking with these resolutions is that Kentucky Power be accountable, transparent, and fair with us. We want them to show us where our money's going, how they're spending it, and making sure that they're not wasting our money. We want all of the money that they find that is wasted to be returned to us. And then we also want to request that they suspend this until that the audit is complete. Because if you feel like that a company needs an audit, does it make sense to give them money right after you say that? I don't think it makes much sense to me. That's what this is about. It's about accountability, transparency, and fairness. And it's also about uniting all of us together across Eastern Kentucky, because for too long, we have been the butt of America. People have picked on us. They picked on people here in McGoffin County. They picked on people in Martin County. They picked on people in Leslie County. And it's because we don't have a large enough voice to fight back. And I truthfully hope, moving forward, that we can all come together. You all can pass this resolution and join the 4 other counties that's already passed it in Pike, Letcher, Floyd, and Lawrence today. And we can continue this movement, continue to join together Eastern Kentucky, and we can make a difference for the future of Eastern Kentucky. I thank you guys.
Thanks. Is anybody here from Kentucky Power? Do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Sam. Do I hear a second?
Yeah, second.
All in favor, say aye.
And there were also 2 resolutions read on behalf of the DAV, Chapter 15 here in Sayersville, McGoffin County, upcoming road dedications, which we'll cover and talk about more at a later time. But these 2 resolutions honoring 2 fallen McGoffin County soldiers, both killed in the line of duty. Corporal Fred Lamar Salyer, who enlisted in the Marine Corps in 1967 and was killed in Vietnam a year later. Portion of Route 40 will be dedicated in his name and honor. And Hargis Salyer Jr. enlisted in the U.S. Army in 1944 and was deployed to the European theater and killed in action in 1945 in World War II. He received the Purple Heart, Silver, and Bronze Stars, other awards and commendations for his service, and part of Route 1635 will be designated as the Private Hargis Salyer Jr. Highway. Again, those road dedications will be set, and we'll be covering those and have a report on those at a later time. I'll be right back.
Hello, McGoffin County. My name's Tommy Howard. I'm a candidate for County Judge Executive in McGoffin County on the Republican ticket. I'm proud to be a candidate in the nomination for the Republican Party. I want to talk to you just a few minutes about my opponent. Do you realize that my opponent was the county chairman for the Democrat Party for over 20 years? Do you realize what kind of problems that he caused in our county? Let's go back just a few years. Remember when H.B. Arnott run against my opponent and beat him in the primary a few votes? People begged H.B. Arnott to not let that machine sit overnight, that something would happen. But the good man that H.B. Arnott was, he felt like that it was over with. But the next day, guess what happened? Doc Hardin become the nominee. So do you want to go back to that? Do you want to go back to where we had to go to court to try to figure out problems that we had during his Democrat Party chairman, during his administration as his judge? Several people got tucked away from their families and went to prison for this man. I'm sure that our people in McGoffin County realize that this time, this can't happen no more. So let's stop this. Let's nip this in the bud. Let's go on and be a better county than what people thinks that we are. I'm proud of my county, and I know you are too. But help me get rid of this problem, and I'll help you, and I'll work hard to try to do what we need to do, and we'll do it right and legal. Vote Tommy Hard, County Judge Executive, McGoffin County, Republican. Thank you.
Now it's time to wrap this one up with your Henry's Hot Dog Company Outlook, where we're looking at some more beautiful weather in between some showers and storms here and there. We topped out at 87 degrees here in the studios in downtown Sayersville earlier today. Tonight we'll fall down to about 45. Mostly clear skies will prevail and a slight wind out of the southwest, anywhere from 2 to 5 miles per hour. Biggest gust today was 11, and that's just about summing it up. For tomorrow, we'll see the 80s again. 83 might be a bit conservative, as it usually is when we have mostly sunny skies right now in these conditions. It's going to be nice, calm, dry. Shower and storm chances. Right now, the window doesn't look to be opening for those until about 1 or 2 in the a.m. tomorrow night. Talk about it more tomorrow, but right now, looks to be a nice Friday up until overnight. Mostly cloudy. We'll fall down to only about 57 tomorrow night, and those showers and possible thunderstorms will continue at least to the chance of 70%, which is a pretty good chance, throughout most of your Saturday. Now, by and large, we're talking about rainfall totals of up to 1/4 of an inch on the high side, with the exception of any thunderstorms that could develop and lay a wallop on some of us. It's possible. More on it tomorrow. But regardless, Saturday looks to be 77, mostly cloudy. Nighttime lows back into the upper 40s. Those shower and storm chances start to wane as Saturday night progresses, and I think we should be wrapped up by, like, say, 7 or so, leaving us Sunday 77, mostly sunny and nice. Yeah, low 50s for nighttime lows. No complaints there. Monday, not bad. A decent way to start off the week. Yeah, 30% chance of some afternoon showers, partly sunny and 81. However, we have another system rolling through Monday night, gives us an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Again, something we'll talk about on tomorrow's program with a little more detail. Tuesday of next week, 79, clouds, some shower and thunderstorms likely to the tune of 80%. And they wane down to 30% by Tuesday night. Wednesday, 74, mostly sunny. Can't shake the shower and storm chances at 40%. Thursday, we're all the way down to 70 for daytime highs. Lowest they will have seen in a while, but still with some sunshine and, give or take, chance of some run-of-the-mill showers to the tune of 50%. And that'll do it for tonight. Thank you for watching. I'll see you back here wrapping up this week of programming on Your News Today tomorrow night.